Alright guys, let's work on number 5 in your chapter 10 homework. So it says, suppose the government wants to reduce the total pollution emitted by 3 local firms. Currently, each firm is creating 4 units of pollution in the area for a total of 12 pollution units. If the government wants to reduce total pollution in the area up to 6 units, it can choose between the following two methods. Government set a pollution standard using regulation, or government allocates tradable promotion permit. Alright, and then each firm faces different costs, so reducing pollution is more difficult for some firms than others. The following table shows the cost each firm faces to eliminate each unit of pollution. For each firm, assume that the cost of reducing pollution to 0, that is eliminating all 4 unit pollution, is prohibitively expensive. So now imagine that 2 government employees propose alternative plans to reducing pollution by 6 units. Man, so much reading. Alright, so method 1. The first government employee suggests to limit pollution through regulation. To meet the pollution goal, government requires each firm to reduce pollution by 2 units. Alright, so 3 companies, different cost. For company X, to reduce the first unit, it will cost them $90. Second one $25, and third one $80, and then Y is $55, $70, $110, and so on. Alright, so let's look at the first one. So the total cost of eliminating 2 unit pollution for company X, I'm going to use $190 plus $125, that should be $215. Company Y will be 55 plus 70, so this will be $125. And company Z will be the most expensive, so $650 plus $800, that's a $1450. Alright, and then second part, so main method 2, tradable permit. By the way, the tradable permit, you guys might hear this from, this company in Europe has this. It's called carbon emission permit. So company can trade the carbon permit between each other. Okay. So meanwhile, the other employee propose using different strategy to achieve the government goal of reducing pollution in the area from 12 to 6. He suggests that the government issues 2 pollution permit to each firm. For each firm permit a firm has its possession, it can emit 1 unit pollution. Firms are free to trade pollution permit with one another, that is, buy and sell them, as long as both firms can agree on the price. For example, if firm X agree to sell a permit to firm Y at a agreed upon price, then firm Y will end up with 3 permits and will need to reduce its pollution by only 1 unit, while firm X need to end up with 1 permit and will have to reduce its pollution by 3 units. Assuming the negotiation and exchange of permit are costless. Alright, so because firm Z has the highest pollution cost, it thinks it might be better off buying a permit from Y and a permit from X, so that it doesn't have to reduce its own pollution emission. Which of the following price are both Y and X willing to sell one's permit to company Z? Check out that applies. Alright, so let's look at the cost over here. Now remember, if company Z is buying the permit for the company from either X or Y, that means those companies need to pay a little extra for their own production, for their own pollution cost. So suppose over here that let me think about this. So reduce 1 unit, 2 units, 3 unit. All right. Okay, so let me make sure. Alright, so if each company produces 4 pollution, and then if X and Y need to sell their permit to company Z, that means X and Y both need to reduce their pollution by 3 units. So which means for company X, their pollution cost will increase by another $180, and then for company Y, their pollution cost increased by $110. So if the permit price is higher than the pollution cost reduction, then for both company X and Y, it makes sense to sell their permit and then just pollute less. So if let's say the price for company X is more than 180, that means they can sell the permit, let's say for 200, and then spend 180 to reduce pollution, and then still make an $20 profit. So as long as the price is more than 180 for X, he'll be willing to reduce pollution by 1 unit. Okay, so for this problem over here, anything more than 180 will be good for X. So for good for X, 180. So these two will be the answer. Okay. Now for company Y is a little different. Company Y has the lower pollution cost. It's only 110. So anything more than 110 will be good for company Y. So your 149, 170, and then 579, 787 will be both good. But the question, the question is asking for which of the following price both company X and Y. So we're gonna go for the higher one. So it'll be 579 and 787. All right, and then next this part over here. This looks like a lot of stuff. So complete the following table with the action each firm will take at a permanent price, the amount pollution each firm will eliminate, and amount it costs each firm to reduce pollution to necessary level. If firms willing to buy 2 permit, assume they buy 1 permit from each of the other companies. All right. Okay, so each company has 2 permit for company X, and there's all right. So for company X, he will sell 1 permit, just like before. Company Y also sell 1 permit, and the company Z will buy 2 permits. Okay, now when that happened, the final amount of pollution, then company X will pollute 3 units. No, I'm sorry, only 1 unit because they sold 1 permit. Company Y will produce 1 unit, and then company Z will produce 4 units. And then, so which means your company X need to have 3 pollution production. So for 3 pollution production, I'm going to add all 3 numbers over here. So 90 plus 120, 5 and plus 180. Let me get a calculator. So that's 395. Over here, 395. And then for Y will be 55 plus 70 plus 110. To 35.